Hey guys, so welcome to another Monday, and this week we're talking about outlines because a couple of us are participating in National Novel Writing Month, which is a month of literary abandon. And in partaking in this adventure, we decided that it'd be a good week to talk about outlines and how we outline, along with showing you some examples, because really we all have and probably do outline in different ways. So one of the ways I keep track of information, which I did this all through high school, still do because it's simple and easily accessible, is a spiral notebook. So that's this year's spiral notebook. I actually go through maybe one every other year to every year. It depends on how often I'm remembering to pack it with me. I have a couple of them that I keep with me, one in my car, one in my bag at work. This one generally stays by my bed, but they're great things to jot down notes, heck, even write a story. I used to write stories in my blue one all the time in high school instead of taking notes. So spiral notebooks, easy to access, but one, because we're becoming a very digital world, it's hard to have a spiral notebook on your laptop or computer. So a friend of mine introduced me to this really cool program called Keynote, which there's a link for it down in the description. And basically, it's kind of like having your own digital spiral notebook. You can create tabs for pretty much any information you want to hold. It can also hold links, photos, code, and anything you could think of. You can put it in there. I can post a picture of what one of my outlines looks like in Keynote, just to kind of give you a heads up. But basically you can color code whatever you want. You can do pretty much anything in there, and it's really, really handy. I love using it, especially when I'm on the go and don't always have my spiral notebook with me, because as I said previously, I don't always have the same one with me. And for major stories, especially National Novel Writing Month, I've actually stolen an idea from Bungie because it was something I read about that they do, and I wanted to give it a try last year, and it actually worked out really well. But basically, I use Postit Notes, and most of the time, I will buy just a huge pack of multicolored Postit Notes, and in doing so, I can jot down different information on different colors. So for example, yellow holds kind of miscellaneous information. I use it to make titles and brief notes for myself. Orange is for the main plot, and so when there are specific events that need to happen, it's always on an orange sticky note. Pink is for the romance of the novel, if there is any, or, doesn't always have to be, but it's handy to have. Green is for characters, so if I'm going to do an entire wall just dedicated to the characters, I will put their name in green, and then that way I can keep track of them. And then blue I actually use for notes and details. So underneath the green sticky notes, oftentimes there will always be a bunch of blue ones, and that way I can keep track of the information specifically for that character. So I'm actually in my stairwell at my house right now because this is where I keep a large amount of my sticky notes. I had to take down last year's ones to make room for this year's, not to mention my mom wanted them down. But here's to basically show you what it looks like. I use my stairwell also because we don't actually have a clear wall in my house, which will hopefully change because I want to paint one of these with idea paint, which I can discuss at a later time or in the comment section. But anyway, the Post-it notes on my wall generally are something that I place in a very open area. So, for example, we will turn this way, and as you can see, I have a couple of Post-it notes. I have an orange one, which is for the main plot, and then I have two pink ones, which are for, more specifically, like I said, the romance plot. But the orange ones basically are the main thing that should be filling up the wall. Now, behind me on the wall back there, and it's probably a little hard to see, but I have some green sticky notes there, and that's where I keep all of the character information. So right now it's actually the full cast, including all of the support characters, and I haven't gotten any blue sticky notes up yet, but generally underneath all of those green ones will be blue ones that'll be various notes for things that are important. So basically, I am a very visual person, and it's easier for me, for especially very, very large and complex plots, to have it visually displayed and have the major plot points that I know for a fact I need to hit to be displayed in front of me, because I walk past this stairwell and through it every day. So it's something that I make sure is always involved in my life by placing them in a stairwell like this. So that's actually how I do a good portion of my outlining, is through those three ways. I hope that kind of helped. If you have questions about the sticky notes or Keynote, feel free to leave a comment or send me a message, because, you know, some of my ways are kind of confusing and crazy, and I can understand that. So have a great Monday, have a great week, don't forget to be awesome, and I'll see you all next Monday.